Dirkens here. Thank you so much for joining me for my Clemson versus Syracuse reaction. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now that if you did not see that game yesterday, I don't know what's wrong with you. Even if you're not a Clemson fan, I'm going to raise my hydraulic chair here. Even if you're not a Clemson fan, that game was a nail-biter. Now, if you hated Clemson, you were loving every second of it. If you love Clemson, you were hating every second of it because there was a lot of problems going on there. Everybody saying, may there to me, may there to you, may there to me. First things first, if you've never joined me before, welcome. And second of all, if it's your first time or coming on here, maybe you come and watch me all the time, it's time for you to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe, you can see me anytime. All y'all saying, may there to me, y'all have already subscribed, keep subscribing. Pass it to your mama, your clergyman, maybe the guy who cleans out your sewer. Tell them all about it. Tell them all about it. Good day, may there to you, may there TJ Lee, may there, Will Jones, may. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification. You'll know when I'm on here spreading the good news, because we live here in the South where Jesus is Lord, football is king, and I'm basically the Pope. Also, you can find me on Twitter at Dirkens, BDirkens. And then on Instagram at @TheBobbyDirkens. I spread a little more everyday stuff on there, but the Lord will bless you, trust me. And if He doesn't, you probably don't believe in God. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Clemson's game. Then I'm going to get on to what went on in the top 25. I'm going to go over some scores for you, but first things first. Our Tigers dropped in the poll from number 3 to number 4 between me and you. Can I tell the truth? Y'all okay with that? You okay? I don't care if you're not okay with that. This is my channel. Lord, if I want to bend over and whistle with my butthole into a mic until YouTube comes and censors it, I can do what I want. Clemson falls in the polls, and to be honest, they deserve the falling. It is what it is. They didn't fall out of the top 4, and it's no big deal because this is not the playoff poll anyway. It does give us an idea of what it would look like. And this also tells Clemson, you need to tighten up your game. But let me go ahead and tell you. Go ahead and let me tell you, they're still in the top 4. It's no big deal. Once again, this poll doesn't matter. Ohio State, love them or hate them, they beat who they beat, and it is what it is, right? They beat who they beat. It was last minute. They were down by 13 or 14 twice in the game, turned around, won the game. You can't use the puss. If you use your brain like this, you have puss for brains. You cannot expect Clemson to go out there and barely beat Syracuse, even though they were 4-0. They're still Syracuse, and at the end of the season, we'll find out how good they are. All right, that's how all of this washes out, right? It all washes out, but you cannot go out there and it takes a last-minute score in the last minute of the game, and then Ohio State turns around. They commandingly beat Penn State and the Fighting James Franklins. You can't expect them to stay where they were at. It was inevitable. Now, if Clemson went in there and won by 50 points, they'd probably stuck at number 3. As I said, don't worry too much. Alabama played nobody yesterday, and they beat them like nobody. Georgia, they played Tennessee. What I'm telling you, man, that's so bad. Volunteer Roadshow shows up just as soon as I say that. Volunteer Roadshow, I hope you have some of them pain pills they gave you for when you had that wreck, because, Lord, you sure could have used them yesterday. But may there, the Roadshow, hope everything's going on with you. You're getting ready from your wreck, feeling better from your wreck. Everybody go check out Roadshow. If you don't know him, go, now you do. Volunteer Roadshow, go subscribe to him. Really good stuff. My buddy Catfish there. Georgia, they played Tennessee. They beat Tennessee. Tennessee actually hung with them there, started coming back a little bit, and then Georgia just scored a few more touchdowns. Believe it or not, considering how Tennessee did against Florida last week, to be quite honest, they actually played Georgia there for a little bit quite well. I was listening to the Georgia. I was over near the Georgia line yesterday, and I was listening to the flagship station of Georgia, and they were getting concerned there for a second. Georgia won. Ohio State, they beat Penn State. As I said, they were at one time down like 13-14 to nothing. Ohio State comes back, takes the lead. They flip around. They tied up. Then Ohio State's down by another 13 points, and ended up scoring in the last little bit and beating Penn State up in Happy Valley. And Happy Valley right now, I heard, is on depression medicine. So, yeah, good to you. But Clemson, let's talk about Clemson right now. Let's talk about what went on in that game. I'm just going to go ahead and be honest with you. y'all know me, I'm going to tell you the truth whether you like it or not. If your kid looks like an alien, don't ask me if they're cute. May there, Isaiah Newman. May there. Let's look at this game. Clemson wins the game in the last minute. Literally, minute. My butthole was tight, Lord. Tight. I'm telling you right now, if I farted, it would have sounded like a flute. Clemson wins 27-23. One of the questions that we all had once Kelly said, I'm leaving, I'm not staying, I don't blame him. I don't blame him to that point, but I'm definitely behind Dabo in saying that Trevor's our man, was what happened if Trevor gets hurt? Because you got to remember, since the beginning of the ending of the season, Tucker Israel's left, Zarek Cooper's left, Hunter Johnson's left, that's 3. And then what we had left was Chase Bryce, of course, Kelly, Trevor, Chase Bryce, Batson. They've even now said Hunter Renfro may even go under center if need be. But here's the deal. Here, everybody get with me. Don't go all ADD on me. Oh, there's a squirrel. Oh, there's an ugly woman. You know, something like that. Stay with me here. The truth is, we in Clemson were all sitting there going, Dabo made the right decision, but what happens if he gets hurt? And yesterday, what happens if he gets hurt happened. I thought it was a dirty hit. From what I understand with the rule, any contact, it's not helmet to helmet, any contact with the helmet, and you're gone, buddy. That was definitely contact to the helmet, and in my opinion, definitely looked intentional. Not because I'm a Clemson fan, it's just when you see a guy going down, you see the linebacker put, or the defensive player put extra effort into, I don't know, throwing both forearms into his head. If you're truly worried about somebody getting hurt, that'd have been the time to pull every flag out you ever thought you had out of your rectum and throw it at him. Y'all overlook my youngin' down there. He's screaming and crying. He's acting like Satan. I'm up here trying to entertain the masses. Quit! He's acting like his mama's family. Anyway, back to this. Just go ahead and tell you, Chase Bryce come out. And you got all these announcers sitting here and they're talking about, well, I wonder if they would bring Kelly Bryant back. Do you think he's sitting up at the Holiday Inn? Maybe they could phone him in. Maybe I could go to his dorm room and see if he, so maybe we could get him. I heard Dabo said he'd take him back. Is anybody going to send a cat bus to go get, and then they call him Dabo. His name's not Dabo, especially last week. That was annoying as piss. Dabo. It's Dabo. It's Dabo. There is a pronunciation to it. Dabo. Hey, Scott, good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Don't think you and I have ever talked before. That was used to. This is now. Hey, Jace the Tiger. Chase Bryce comes in. He struggled for a little bit. He got settled in. Travis Etienne rushed. Listen to this. He rushed for over 200 yards. Going down here to his official number so I can give it to you. He rushed for over 200 yards, averaged 7.5 yards per carry on 27 carries and 3 touchdowns. That's the first time a Clemson player has rushed for over 200 yards since Andre Ellington back in 2012. That's a big deal. And this kid has 2 more years left, right? Feaster, 9 carries. Averaged basically 5 yards per carry. Adam Choice, 9 carries, averaged 6.5 yards per carry. Chase Bryce was 7 of 13, 83 yards, and yeah, he threw an interception. But that 4th down pass that he made to Higgins was a man's pass. Let me tell you right now, that pass right there has testosterone spewing out of it. It was like a bear. That's why I like going to Gatlinburg. You walk up and down the street, Lord knows, you can pet a bear there. A real live. Can maul you and kill you. Chew your guts out bear. That's why I'm a Gatlinburg sort of guy. This was a big deal. Big deal. So for anybody who's sitting out there going, should we offer a car to Kelly to come back? Go jump off a bridge, because I don't want you even in my fan base. I want somebody who thinks level-minded. I want somebody that I could see Walker, Texas Ranger pulling for us. Right? I can. So I don't want you to be that way. Seeing all this stuff all over social media. Do you know what it is? You know what it is? Trevor's going to come out. We play at Wake Forest next week. Wake Forest is not good, but they're not horrible. Right? Not horrible. We're going to go in, run the ball down their throats. I can't remember protocol, but I think Chase has to play the first half and then Trevor can come in later, right? We're going to be fine, guys. We're going to be fine, y'all. Don't worry about it. I know some of you are filling your pants full right now with a little bit of blood mixed with a little poo-poo. We're fine. Hey, 864 Matthias. Hey, Space Mountain. I'm saving up money right now to take my family down to Disney World and go to the real Space Mountain. It'll be a lot of fun, but I'm going to tell you, that darn mouse thinks a whole lot of his park. Kevin Singleton, may there to you. Yeah, I mean, that was a good solid win for us, because I'm gonna tell you right now, we needed that scare. We needed that scare. One thing that we need to rely more on is the running game, and I'm not talking about a quarterback running it. I'm talking about giving it to one of our 3 running backs. I know we have 4. I know that they're trying to chill out with Lynn J right now. Adam Choice, this is his last year. Feaster and ETN can run the show with Choice. Everything will be good. Focus on ETN, of course. I mean, he ran for 203 yards yesterday. I think he has a lot more of those games if you keep giving it. I gave the ball to him 27 times yesterday. All right? You can give that man the ball 20 times, and he'll feel good. He'll be fine. Give Adam Choice the ball 7, 8 times. Give the ball to Feaster. He ran the ball 9 times yesterday for basically 50 yards. Okay, here's the deal. That's fine. That means on second down, you're facing on average, just with Tavian Feaster and Adam Choice, like second down and 5, second down and 4. Lord, I'd take that all day long. Take that all day long. And then after you lull people into that, guess what you do? You hit somebody over the top, one of our outrageous receivers. And speaking of outrageous receiver, telling you Hunter Renfrow, I'm telling you right now, he could catch AIDS from a clean needle. He can catch everything. God, we're going to miss him. That circus catch. That DB was standing there going, where's the ball? Where's the ball? Where's the ball? He got Renfrowed. I'm getting some questions here and answer the questions. Is Kelly coming back? No. He's not coming back. Kelly made his decision. He's not coming back. That's a deal. Kelly's not coming back. Do you want, and listen, this is not personal towards Kelly. I'm just asking you this. Do you want a guy who just said, I'm done with you? You didn't give me my starting position. I'm done with you. Do you really want that on the team? No. He's done. He's transferring. And listen to this. He's in self-preservation mode, and I don't blame him. This is my boy. I tell him, just go ahead and transfer next year. Just make sure you play wide receiver. You're not going in the big leagues as a quarterback. Somebody should be hitting the like button for that. You're not going in the big leagues for the quarterback. But let me tell you this. You have the world at your fingertips, and money, more money than we can all put together times 3 make in a lifetime. You can do it if you'll just go to wide receiver. I didn't tell you couldn't play football again. I just told you that you just have to switch to a different position. Anyway, just go ahead and summarize that. I'm not worried about it. Chase Bryce looks solid. We have the team around him. The defense stood up. We did our thing. How about that hit about Xavier Thomas? And here's the deal with Xavier Thomas. This is the thing that sticks out to me about him. They never talk about that he was the #1 defensive recruit in the country. Never mention it. Never mention it. If he played for Alabama or Georgia, that's all we'd hear. This is #1 defensive recruit in the nation. He was #3 overall by ESPN. But never mentions it. Never ever mentions it. He might as well have been ranked number 312. He comes off that corner. I know a lot of people say, well, you know, that lineman missed his assignment. Yeah, and you saw how fast Thomas got back there to him, right? he took Dungy's. I bet you Dungy's nipples are sideways. He's going to look weird in a tank top or out on the beach. Because he hit him so hard, those suckers had to shift. Clemson wins 27-23. I think that was good. They got scared like that. I think that once Trevor's back in mode, that they've got to get him running. They got to do what they got to do with him. It is what it is. They need to tighten up. They need to get better. And they need to open up the playbook more. Clemson's next game is going to be at Wake Forest this coming week. I expect Clemson to win. What they need to do, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, and then hit the ball over the top. Throw the ball over the top. But Chase Bryce, congrats to Chase Bryce. What I loved about watching him yesterday was when that microphone got in front of me, it was like, oh crap. I was supposed to say something to him. May there, Rex. Can't pronounce the first part of it, but may there to Rex. May there, Bama #1 fan. May there. So I'm going to answer just a few questions, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to some of these other scores. Burn through those. It's going to be like a joint in Boulder, Colorado. It ain't going to last. So here we go. Very happy for Bryce. He did a really, really good job. Just answer a couple of questions for you. Am I worried about the quarterback situation? No, I'm not. I think that Chase Bryce showed us that he's ready to come in and play. I think that everybody freaking out that the first play was a fumble. That's no big deal. We saw Trevor play up to this point. We know he's a talented player. And Etienne, either one of those could have fumbled the ball. Are you going to question if Travis Etienne is a mess up or not after that 203-yard performance? No, we're all talking about Trevor because Trevor is the freshman. And this is just the easiest fruit, lowest hanging to pick is Trevor. It's easy to think about that. Don't worry about it. You got to remember before he got hurt, he was 10-15 and 93 yards. We are what it is. We'll find out where Lawrence is at, what's going on with him. They're still kind of tight-lipped, but I think he's going to be okay. He'll probably play in the second half of this next game. I think that's protocol. You have to miss the first half if you have a concussion. If it's a whole game, I'm not worried about it still. Chase Bryce did a solid job, and I'm liking what's going on there. But anyway, my next thing to look at, Clemson's got to open up the playbook. They got to open up the playbook. I think that I can't say it enough. Do not be afraid to throw the ball downfield. We are stacked at wide receiver the most we've ever been in the history of Clemson. Throw the ball downfield, you'll be fine. And next thing, don't be afraid to do simple handoffs to our running backs. They are that type of player. We have the talent. We have the talent. Last time I saw talent like this was Miss Burleson. And Miss Burleson yodeled her way all the way into the Guinness World Book of Records. Ugly woman, wonderful yodeler. And we have that type of talent. We can do it, and I believe in it. So don't worry about that. And last, do I think Syracuse is some juggernaut team? No, but they're not the sucky Syracuse of the past. Do I think they should have played that close with us? No. But do I think that they're horrible like they were 2 years ago and even last year? No. I think they're a better team than what they were, but I'm not going to sit here and say that they're great. Not going to do that. All right, let's move on to some scores. I know Bobby's got to go. Got to tell you, I got some things to do. I know it's the Lord's Day, and I try to honor it, but I got some things to do. And just between me and you, oh crap, I just closed my scores down. Let me get back on here. Just between me and you, I heard that they're bringing in a whole new load of cats for me to euthanize this week, and I'm telling you, you think it's easy just to hang a gun out the side of out of a little area you made with OSB and just shoot those things? It's not as easy as you think. I mean, you gotta make sure that shotgun is in the area to get a good spread, because if you ain't, you just start wasting ammunition. Raging Buffalo, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm telling you right now, always good to see a Raging Buffalo here. Let's go over some of the scores, and let me tell you this. Some big scores, some big things went on yesterday. I think it was really interesting. Here we go. I'm just going randomly here. May there, SEC football tip. May there. Sorry for your loss. So here we go. Colorado played UCLA. UCLA brought in Chip Kelly. Let me tell you, Chip Kelly has got a lot of problems on his hands. They are They hadn't won a game all year. They lost again yesterday. A lot of problems going on out there. I think if they'll be patient with him, give him time, he'll turn it around. But yesterday they lost to Colorado, who's number 21, and I think undefeated. Let me check their record. Colorado won that game 38-16. Colorado is 4-0. I was right. They are 4-0. Going down, Michigan State played Central Michigan. They won 31-20. Michigan State improves to 3-1. Alabama won 56-14 over the losers of Lafayette. Is what it is. They continue to roll. West Virginia played conference. Texas Tech beat them 42-34. Texas Tech gave them a little more than what they bargained for, but they did well. Congrats to West Virginia. Oklahoma State beat Kansas. Kansas was starting to win, and we were starting to get hopes for Kansas. But I think Kansas just went ahead and said, we're done. We got our couple of wins. We won more right there in the past 10 years. We're done. Oklahoma State wins 48-28 over Kansas. NC State moves into the top 25. They beat Virginia 35-21. Bronco Mendenhall. You just say that sounds like a strong name. Unfortunately, old Bronco ain't Bronco in Virginia. I don't know. NC State, I had something good there and it turned stupid and I didn't say it. NC State won 35-21. Went over Georgia, won 38-12 over Tennessee. Lord help Tennessee. Rocky Top. Oklahoma doubled up on Baylor, 66-33. Kyler Murray didn't start the first drive because he's late to practice on Friday. Son, I know your girlfriend's hot. Probably. And she probably kept you out too late on Thursday night. You got to show up to practice early. Didn't seem to faze them. The fake defending national champions, University of Central Florida, they played Pittsburgh and they murdered them. As you've heard me say, I don't like Pittsburgh whatsoever. I have some bad interactions with them. They won 45-14. Wished it was 145-15. Texas beat Bill Snyder. Bill Snyder, a lot of people does not know this, but he actually helped Moses write the Ten Commandments. He did. He was actually a servant of Pharaoh as well. But, yeah, he lost to Texas. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. What's up, James Altman? Tom Herman's slowly turning them around. They started off, really pissy. They're slowly winning games. Quietly. They're doing it. Auburn had a close game with Southern Miss. Won the game 24-13. I don't believe Auburn. I believe Auburn's number 8 just as much as I believe that I should be a starting forward for the Charlotte Hornets or the Cavs or anywhere in any basketball league. Michigan almost lost to Northwestern, and I was actually pulling for Northwestern because if Northwestern would have beat them, we could go ahead and put this whole Michigan's back thing because they're not back. Florida went down to Mississippi State. Dan Mullen faced off with his former employer, and he beat them 13-6. I said they would win 13-6. I was hoping that was going to go that way, and they did. Virginia Tech beat Duke 31-14. Leading into this, Duke was undefeated, I believe, and Virginia Tech just suffered one of the worst losses in the history of their school, losing to Old Dominion, who was 0-3 last week. I was hoping that Duke would beat them. They didn't. But I did think that Virginia Tech was going to win it just because. Big game. This was big. There's a lot of national implications on this. Notre Dame and Stanford faced off in South Bend. Stanford got drilled 38-17. May there print 6'1"? May there. They won 38-17 Notre Dame. I'm telling you, since they made that change in quarterback, big things has happened. Book is playing well. I watched highlights to that game, and I'm going to tell you right now, that guy can throw the football. That's the thing about being dual threat, y'all. Y'all have heard me harp on this all week. When somebody says, oh, it's a dual threat quarterback, most of the time they're misusing that term. Dual threat means that you can run and you can throw. And if either one of those are missing, you're not dual threat anymore. You're just a guy who can run who's lining up at quarterback, right? Right, I'm right. I don't care if you think I'm wrong. I'm right. But Notre Dame wins that ball game. Ohio State, I said they were going to win this ball game. And they did. They won 27-26. It was a big deal, big deal. They beat Penn State. They were down by 13 and 14 at 2 different times. Big deal there. They come back. They win the ball game. I think you're looking at, I mean, we all knew it, but that kind of puts it to rest unless they all die or the entire team gets convicted of beating their wives. You are looking at who's going to win the Big Ten again and probably go to the college football playoff. The game that makes my heart joyful. I feel like a 3-year-old who just got to go into a bankrupt Toys R Us and take any and everything I want, and it was totally okay. Kentucky for a 5th year, a whole hand's worth. If most of you hadn't had some freak accident, a whole foot's worth of toes. They have beat them 5 years in a row. Kentucky wins 24-10. I don't know what this means for South Carolina. For you guys, you're delusional. You have no clue what to say. But all I've got to say to you is, if this does not have the writing just etched in the wall that your season is done, you're stupider than I thought you were. God, it's fun to say. Washington beat the bicycle peddlers of BYU. All those elders out there could not stack up to Washington. BYU looked like they've been playing pretty good. I got Washington Huskies, who's on here all the time. He has season tickets, really cool seats. He sent me some pictures of them. I was going to have to tell you, there was a lot of concern with Jake Brown and whether he'd take care of the football and so on. They beat the living dookie out of the bicycle peddlers. Thank God they normally wear black pants, and you can't see it. You can smell it, but you can't see it. 35-7. LSU and our good friend Ed Orgeron. He went out there and beat his former employer, and Lord, he beat them into the ground, 45-16. Hey, Papa Bob, me there. Oregon went into UC Berkeley and beat the Bears of Oregon. I'm surprised the University of California has not changed their mascot. Because for a school who doesn't want to be too aggressive and wants to be just, open to any and everything, as long as it doesn't make sense, them having a mascot of a bear, something that's intimidating would eat you, I think that they should change that. Fortunately, Oregon went in there, beat the crap out of them, and a march didn't ensue. Oregon wins 42-24, which makes you wonder what was going on last year when they went 7-6. Fresno State beats Toledo 49-27. Southern Cal, they beat a bad Arizona team 24-20. Who cares? Who cares? Well, everybody, I'm going to have to bring this to the end. I will be doing some videos this week. Remember, subscribe if you hadn't already. You can find me on Twitter at bdirkens, BDIRKENS, or at the Bobby Dirkens on Instagram. Remember, everybody remember this. I'm Bobby Dirkens. I'm Bobby Dirkens, and if you keep showing up, Lord knows, I'll keep showing out. Bobby Dirkens.